नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Myself Dr. Aarti, Associate Professor, Jyoti Vidyapith, Pathology Department in Faculty of Homeopathic Sciences. Today we are going to start with this series, Inflammatory Disease of Bone. This is a part first. It's a long topic. We will divide it into two parts. Now we will start with it. In inflammatory diseases, first is the osteomyelitis. An infection of the bone is termed osteomyelitis. Myelo means marrow. A number of systemic infectious diseases may spread to the bone, such as enteric fever, actinomycosis, mycetoma fort, this is also called Madura fort, syphilis, tuberculosis, and brucellosis. In pyogenic osteomyelitis, it is usually caused by bacterial infection and rarely by the fungi. Bacterial osteomyelitis may be a complication at all ages in patients with compound fracture, surgical procedure involving prosthesis or implants, gangrene of limb in diabetic, debilitation, and immune suppression. Though any etiological agent may cause osteomyelitis, like Staphylococcus aureus is implicated in a vast majority of cases. Less frequently, other organisms such as Streptococcus, Escherichia coli, Pseudomonas, Klebsiella, and anaerobes are involved. Clinically, the child with acute hematogenous osteomyelitis has painful and tender limb. Fever, malaise, leukocytosis generally accompany the bony lesion. Radiological examination confirmed the bony destruction. On morphological features, depending upon the duration, osteomyelitis may be acute, subacute, and chronic. The basic pathological changes at any stage of osteomyelitis are suppuration, ischemic necrosis, healing by fibrosis, and bony repair. The sequence of changes are: the infection begin in the metaphyseal end of the marrow cavity, which is largely occupied by the pus. The spread of infection along the marrow cavity into the endosteum and into the Hervesian and Volkmann's canal, causing the periostitis. The infection may reach the subperiosteal space, forming subperiosteal abscess. The combination of suppuration and impaired blood supply to the cortical bone result in erosion, thinning, and infarction necrosis of the cortex, called the sequestrum. With the passage of time, there is formation of new bone beneath the periosteum present over the infected bone. This forms an encasing sheet around the necrosed bone and is known as involucrum. Occasionally, acute osteomyelitis may be contained to a localized area and walled off by fibrous tissue and granulation tissue. This is termed as the Brodie's abscess. In vertebral pyogenic osteomyelitis, the infection begins from the disc and spread to involve the vertebral bodies. The complication may develop following the complications are septicemia, acute bacterial arthritis, pathologic fractures, development of squamous cell carcinoma in long-standing cases. Secondary amyloidosis in long-standing cases. The vertebral osteomyelitis may cause vertebral collapse with paravertebral abscess, epidural abscess, cord compression, and neurological defects. In tuberculous osteomyelitis, the tuberculous osteomyelitis, though rare in developed countries, continue to be a common condition in underdeveloped and developing countries of the world. The tubercle bacilli, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, reach the bone marrow and synovium most commonly in hematogenic dissemination from infection elsewhere, usually from the lungs. The morphological features include: the bone lesion in tuberculosis consists of central caseation necrosis surrounded by tuberculous granulation tissue and fragments of necrotic bone. The tuberculous lesion appear as a focus of bone destruction and replacement of the affected tissue by caseous material and formation of multiple discharging sinuses through the soft tissue and skin. Involvement of the joint spaces and intervertebral disc are frequent. Tuberculosis of the spine, called spine, often commences in the vertebral body and may be associated with the compression, fracture, and destruction of intervertebral disc, producing permanent damage and paraplegia. In avascular necrosis, avascular necrosis of the bone and osteonecrosis result from ischemia. It is relatively a common condition. What is the etiopathogenesis? First is a fracture and dislocation, sickle cell anemia, corticosteroid administration, radiotherapy, chronic alcoholism, and some are the idiopathic causes. On morphological features, there are pathological factors of involved bone due to the infarct. Most common sites are the bones, ones where the disruption in blood supply is at and arterial circulation. The infarct may involve the medulla of the long bone of the diaphysis. General examination show the lesions area shows a wedge-shaped area of infarction in the subchondral bone under the convex surface of the joint. In microscopic examination, the infarcted medulla show the saponified marrow fat. The overlying cartilage and the cortex of the long bone are relatively unaffected. Now, the disorders of the bone growth and development are the achondroplasia. Achondroplasia is an autosomal dominant genetic abnormality. It is selective in interference with the normal endochondral ossification at the level of epiphyseal cartilaginous growth plate of the long bone. Now, the osteogenesis imperfecta. This is an autosomal dominant and recessive disorder of the synthesis of type 1 collagen that constitute 95% of the bone matrix. The disorder thus involve not only the skeleton but other extraskeletal tissue as well as containing type 1 collagen such as the sclera, eye, joint, ligament, teeth, and skin. The skeletal manifestation of the osteogenesis imperfecta are due to the defective osteoblasts which normally synthesize type 1 collagen. This result in thin or non-existent cortices and irregular trabeculae so that the bones are very fragile and liable to multiple fractures. Now, last one is the osteopetrosis. Osteopetrosis, also known as marble bone disease. It is an autosomal dominant or recessive disorder of the increased skeletal mass and osteosclerosis caused by the hereditary effect in osteoclast function. The condition may appear in two forms, autosomal recessive and autosomal dominant. Failure of normal osteoclast function of the bone resorption coupled with continued bone formation and endochondral ossification result in net overgrowth of calcified dense bone which occupy most of the available bone space. Thank you so much. It is all about the inflammatory diseases. I hope you enjoy this session. If any query, mention it in comment box. I will try to resolve it. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.